Don't travel to the US. At least, not until you've watched this whole video. We're a couple who got their K1 visa recently, and we're going to walk you through our whole journey from Manila to the USA, including questions asked of us, things we brought, and anything else that might help you on your journey so you don't get offloaded. So first up, we're going to talk about our trip from Manila to Los Angeles. And start off with the boarding pass. So the boarding pass is very easy to get. So once you walk into NAIA Terminal 1, if you're in the Philippines, you're just gonna walk straight to where the counters are based on what your airline might be, and you'll get your boarding pass there. So the second thing you're gonna need if you're traveling like her out of the country is the travel text. So once you walk into NAIA Terminal 1, if you're in the Philippines, you're just gonna walk straight and then make a left, and you should see the counter where it says travel tax or something similar. Make the line and you should be able to pay the travel tax there.
The thing is, this travel tax is only applicable for the citizens of the Philippines. Therefore, your beneficiary is the only one who has to pay it and not you as the petitioner because you are a foreign national.
In our personal experience, we would say to pay it in cash in person rather than paying it online. Now you can do whichever one best suits you, but that's what we did, and I think we paid around 1,600 pesos if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So the next couple of documents are going to come from your embassy / the VAC location. So we're going to start off with your yellow K1 visa packet. So this is required to go to the US if you're on a K1 visa like she was, and we picked this up at the VAC. So it's going to be a big yellow folder, and you should bring it with you and not in your check-in luggage. Just always keep it on hand.
One thing is that we did post a video how to properly open it and get your passport out of it because it has to stay intact and sealed. So feel free to visit that video of us. So as like we mentioned and as what we've shown in some of our videos earlier, you have to take your passport from that yellow packlet. And then you have to bring that in airport, and it has to have the K1 visa inside it. The next thing is that you should not forget that you should also bring your medical CD that came from St. Luke's. Another thing that is very important is the CFO certificate that you're gonna get from the CFO seminar.
Also, one more thing, guys. You need to get a QR code from the etravel.gov website or app. I personally prefer using the app because it remembers your information after a one-time use. So you're going to present this to the immigration officer once you go through in Manila. So basically just have it on your phone, take a picture of it. If you're traveling with someone, they could add their info to your account as well if you're traveling like as a family.
So if you're gonna be using the website, you just have to search etravel.gov.ph and get that QR code. And I also forgot, they did also ask for that QR code in the immigration. So it is also very important. And if I recall, there is also like a kiosk inside the airport during the immigration that you could fill out this e-travel form, but it's better to have it on hand prior to going to the airport.
And make sure it's at least 72 hours before your flight. So for the second part of this section, I'm actually going to be asking you what questions did they ask you at immigration in the Philippines, and what documents did they actually ask for when you were going through them?
So the thing is, if you bring the 6 documents that we've been mentioning in this video, you don't have to be intimidated with an immigration officer. Because in my personal experience, it was very easy and very smooth. The first thing you're gonna do is hand in your passport with your boarding pass in it. And then in my experience, the immigration officer, she asked me what is the purpose of my travel. I told her that I am going to US to marry my fiance and to start a life with him. And then after that, she did ask me for my travel tax receipt. And then she did ask if I had my yellow pamphlet and if I could show it. And then she did ask as well about the CFO certificate, and she checked it on the Gmail. So it's very important that you really have a data just, to make sure that it's really gonna be validated, because CFO certificate is very important. And when I showed that I have all those documents she asked, she just told me that I'm good to go.
Alright guys, so after flying 14 hours to Los Angeles, we went through immigration again. We went through 2 different lines, and we're gonna talk about what documents did they ask of her at immigration, and also what were the questions that were asked of her.
So of course, Los Angeles is my port of entry. So I did face another immigration officer, and this time he did ask, of course, for my passport, and then he checked the visa page, and then he asked for my yellow packlet. And then he also asked me question about where am I gonna stay in US. So I did mention my fiance, now husband, address. And then he did ask me again, what is the reason why I'm going to the US? And again, I did respond that I'm gonna get married and start my life with my fiance, now my husband. He was asking also, what is the job of my husband? And then I also tell him the job. And then at some point, he spotted that my fiance, now husband, is like standing at the back. And then he just called him out, and then he kind of explained things to him and asked him question as well. So he's gonna elaborate that part.
Yeah guys, and if possible, you should really travel with your petitioner, just because had I not been with her, it would have been more difficult for her to gain entry to the US. I don't know if they would have called me or something like that, but since I was right there, I was able to answer all these questions. And all he really asked me was just to confirm my name and my address and what I do for work, and if I like what I do for work. So that was really all the questions that were asked.
And after that, boom, I received the stamp and I'm good to go.
So also guys, just to note, when we went through immigration in Los Angeles, once she was done, the immigration officer kind of drew a little line through her visa. I think it's because it's only a 1 entry visa, especially the K1 visa, I mean. So basically she can't use it again. So just keep that in mind. Don't get scared if the immigration officer just writes something on your passport on the visa directly, because it happened to us, so it might happen to you as well. Just a brief note, if you're traveling domestically within the US like we were, you're not staying in Los Angeles. We're just going to talk about how our experience was in that realm. So for her, when we were flying out, they didn't really ask anything of her, just her boarding pass, which is great because she didn't even have to present her passport. So that's all that was really necessary. So don't get scared. Traveling domestically, once you have your visa, is very easy. Just don't go outside the country. Alright guys, if you liked that video, please make sure to drop a like. And if you're in the mood for more K1 visa content and you're a couple like us, please make sure to subscribe. We're going to be coming out with videos every week.
And also, if you want to know what life is like for an immigrant like me here in US, you could also drop a comment so that we could make more content just for you.
Alright guys, we'll see you guys in our next video. Have a good one.